Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So in today's video I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of products by the brand SWEED BEAUTY. So SWEED BEAUTY is actually a European brand from Sweden, and it was founded by the makeup artist Gabriella Elio. I honestly feel like that not many people are talking about this brand or reviewing it online, so I thought, I could give you a review on all of the products that I have accumulated over time. So the very first time that I actually picked something up by SWEED BEAUTY was in 2022 when they had come out with their Cloud Mascara. And if you have watched any of my videos, you guys may know that I adore that mascara. But back then, they really did not carry a lot of cosmetic products. They had lashes, and I never wear any falsies. They had a lash serum and a mascara. Some of these like eye products, but they did not really have anything for the face per se. But recently, as of a couple of months ago, they have expanded their makeup selection dramatically. And so I have picked up all of the products that are available as of right now, apart from the fake lashes and the lash serum. I don't have those, but everything else I do have that, and I've been trying these products over the past months and some over the past weeks. Whenever they had released something, I decided to pick it up, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait a little bit until I'm going to film a full face review. I mean, it's not a complete full face review because, for example, they don't have a concealer yet, or they don't have a bronzer just yet, but I feel like maybe very soon they might be releasing something like that too. But I did pick up their brand new foundation. So we're going to be talking about that, and we are going to be talking about pretty much all of the other products that the line does carry as of right now. In case you do end up enjoying this video, I would definitely appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I would absolutely love for you to join, and don't forget to ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos as well. And also a quick disclaimer on the side: this video is not sponsored. None of these products were sent to me. I did purchase all of this with my own money. And if you do want to support the channel in any way, I am going to be listing all of the products that are featured in today's video in my description box down below. Now, these links are going to be affiliate links. However, I'm not directly affiliated to the brand, but these links are actually generated through my partner over at Shop My Shelf. So in case you are shopping via my links, I definitely do appreciate your support. So thank you so much. But all right, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to have pointed out for the intro. So yeah, let's actually do this product by product in the way that I would actually apply my makeup. So I'm not going to be going barefaced today. However, I did come prepared. I did film myself applying all of these products. So you're going to be seeing all of this in B-roll format. I'm also going to show you swatches wherever I can. So I would say, without no further ado, let's just go and jump right in, and let's talk about the very first product. All right, so because SWEED BEAUTY at this point in time does not carry a primer just yet, I tend to use my beloved Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer every time I am using their foundation, and that's what we are going to be talking about right now, their brand new release. This is actually their newest of the newest releases. And I think it came out around like 2 to 3 weeks ago, maybe even a little bit longer, I don't know. I think it was the end of March, somewhere around that, when I did pick up this foundation. So this is the Gloss Skin Foundation, and this one retails for $48. I mean, when I found out that they had come out with a foundation, I immediately jumped on this, okay? I really wanted to see if it was good or not. You guys may know I do adore foundation reviews. It's one of my favorite products to actually review on my channel, and I was very excited for this one. So I would say let's actually go over the claims, then over the application, and then I'm gonna just tell you about my final thoughts on the product. So first off, here it is. This is the packaging. It is very small. It still has 1 fluid ounce, so 30 milliliters of product. But this packaging is, I would say, plastic. Maybe it's recycled plastic, I'm not sure. This is so travel friendly. If you do want to travel with this, this is exactly the kind of packaging that is super travel friendly. And also it comes with a squeeze nozzle. It does not come with a pump or anything. So yeah, very basic, but kind of cute packaging as well. I'm just going to give you the roundup of what they are claiming. I mean, if you do want to, you can head over their official website and read the entire text. They are claiming basically that this foundation is a hybrid between skincare and a foundation. And you guys may know how I'm feeling about those claims. I always feel like it's best to just let makeup be makeup and skincare be skincare. I feel like there is not an overload of skincare ingredients in this foundation. There are no like actives, which I definitely do appreciate, because, you know, some people just don't like to have skincare in their makeup because it can actually interact with the skincare that they are already using. I mean, I'm not too mad at this, but I feel like a lot of these brands tend to do this marketing lingo of using skincare infused makeup. I'm just not the biggest fan, if I'm honest. But they are also saying that this has a silky, elastic texture. It feels comfortable and it looks like a second skin. So it's infused with energizing seawater and seaweed. I don't mind that whatsoever. But then it also goes on and says that it's going to protect the skin from external aggressors such as pollution and blue light. I mean, this blue light claim.
Stop it!
So light reflecting and color correcting pigments create an even luminous complexion, natural second skin effect, long wearing with no touch-ups needed, non-stop hydration, lift and plump effect, clean and vegan, protects the skin from external aggressors, EDTA free, oil free and paraben free, which I do appreciate the fact that this is oil free because, as you may know, maybe you don't, maybe this is the very first time on my channel, I don't do well with oil. Oil clogs my pores, it's just not the way to go for me, so I definitely do appreciate the fact that they did not put a bunch of oils in there. However, this is not fragrance free and it's not silicone free. Now, I will say the fragrance that they have used is listed as fragrance, as perfume, but it's very low on the list, and in my opinion, you can't really smell this fragrance. It's so light, like it just has this very faint scent to it, and it literally evaporates the second I apply it. I can't smell anything. Granted, I also don't have the best nose in the world, but I really can't pick up much of the fragrance that they have included, to the point where I feel like they really did not need to include it at all. So that's just my opinion on that. Otherwise, this is a water-based foundation followed by dimethicone. To be honest with you, there are quite a lot of different silicones that they are using in the formula. I don't mind silicones at all. I just wanted to have pointed that out. So let's actually talk about the shade range. So the shade range, it's still a little bit limited. I really do hope that they are going to expand the shade range in the future. They are currently only offering 15 shades, so not that great of a selection. I will say in the beginning, I thought I immediately knew which shade I should pick up, so I actually went with the shade 4 Light C, a light with cool undertones. So when I got this foundation initially, I was like, oh no, this looks way too deep. And I will say, in my opinion, this is a light to medium shade. In any other shade range, this would be a light to medium shade. Now, if you define cool with pink or beige, this is not really like a cool undertone. In my opinion, this tone is definitely too warm to be described as a cool undertone. So if you look at the sticker here and you do like put it side by side, this is the box, the packaging that this comes in. If you actually compare these, it's completely off. Like this looks a lot pinker, like a lot cooler than what it's actually in real. Like what the shade is actually like. That is a little bit confusing, right? So my undertone is more neutral, leaning cool. It's not like 100% cool. So I was able to still make this product work for myself, but to be honest with you, I still felt like this was more of a light to medium shade than it was a light shade. I feel like in the summertime, I will definitely pull this out a little bit more because this is more of a summer shade to me than it is like a winter to spring shade. But yeah, just a word of caution if you were eyeing this shade in particular for C. So yeah, let's actually talk about the application, about the formula, the texture. and my entire experience with this. So the texture of this product is actually really interesting. I actually really do enjoy this texture. It is not too thick and it's not too runny. So it still has a little bit of body to it, but it's going to run down my finger, as you can see. So basically on one side of my face, I actually did apply this with a dampened sponge. I will say the application of this product is completely flawless. Like, it's going on so smoothly. It blended out beautifully with the dampened sponge. However, I feel like the coverage level when you are using a dampened sponge is more on the light medium side. The first layer is not going to give you like an intense coverage straight away. It's definitely giving you like a mild medium coverage. So for the other side of my face, I did decide to actually use a brush. And I did tapping motions. I did not do swiping motions. So I feel like with the tapping motions, this does apply beautifully, and you can get so much more coverage straight away with a brush, which is kind of normal because due to this being a little bit more of a lightweight texture, the sponge does absorb a fair amount of product, especially if it's a dampened sponge. So I mean, the finish of this is really natural. And I'm so happy that this is not over the top dewy, that this is not over the top radiant. It just gives you such a beautiful, natural sort of light reflecting look to it. And it's not a flat matte either, but it's more on the matte side, on the satin side, than it is on the dewy, extra luminous side. And that was kind of like a surprise to me due to the fact that this is called Glass Skin Foundation, but it just looks so natural. Another thing is that you can definitely build this foundation up. This has a little bit of a self-setting property to it, which I also definitely do appreciate a lot. This will definitely not stay too wet on your face. It will definitely have a little bit of a dry down, but it's still flexible enough that you can apply another layer. And for that second layer, I actually did go in with the brush because I feel like I just got more coverage out of it straight away without wasting product. And I feel like when I built this product up to my personal liking, I just looked at myself and I felt like, wow, this looks so beautiful. So as I said, this foundation has a little bit of a self-setting property. Now I will say though, I still require powder to actually set this foundation because, to be honest with you, it still transfers just a little bit. I mean, I did give it like 10 minutes until I did a little bit of a test and I touched my face just slightly and I felt like, this still transfers a little bit. So if you are using a setting powder on top of it, it's going to dry down completely. Although they do have a setting powder in their line, and I'm going to be talking about the setting powder. I'm going to show you some B-roll footage of me applying the setting powder on top of this foundation when we are actually getting to the setting powder, which is up next. I just wanted to let you know what setting powder I actually used today, and I'm going to show you how this foundation looks with a setting powder. The footage that you're seeing, I actually used my Beauty Versal setting powder in the shade Translucent Light. And as you can tell, I mean, I love this powder. This powder is so blurring. It's kind of like mattifying. It just gives me exactly the finish that I like. And it's just such a beautiful powder. It's so finely milled. It just blurs out everything on my face. And this foundation works so well in combination with the Beauty setting powder. Top notch, as you can see. Honestly, apart from the shade, I was positively surprised by this foundation. I've got to say, this is really a foundation that is right up my alley. It might not be the best performing foundation in the entire world. Nothing can beat my Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation in terms of wear time. But this one did give me a solid 7 hours wear time without breaking up on me, without getting oily. And even after 7 hours, I felt like if I touched up my face just a little bit, it was still fine. And honestly, another thing that I did come to realize with this foundation, when I did apply this to my skin the very first time, do you guys know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the now discontinued original formula of the Power Play foundation by CoverFX. Oh my gosh, these two are so similar. Like, this does not exist anymore and they have reformulated this product, okay? And I know I still have to film that review. I will do that, but I first wanted to actually do a review on this because then I can reference you to this product in my upcoming review on Cover FX, okay? If you were a fan of this formula, you will love this because it is, I would say, kind of like a crazy dupe. This product definitely has a very similar finish to it, has a very similar texture to it, a very similar also like coverage level to it. However, this was available in a lot of shades. I think this was available in 40 shades and this is only available in 15. So I really do hope that Sweet Beauty can expand their shade range in the future because this is a beautiful foundation. So let's move on to the next product. And I've already mentioned their setting powder, right? So yeah, let's talk about the setting powder. I'm just gonna say it straight away. I'm not a fan of this. Don't come for me because I can see why a lot of people would love this product, but I'm just not one of them and I'm gonna explain this to you in a second. So this is the Miracle Powder and this retails for $45. So this product is actually described as a miracle mineral powder foundation, works like a magic filter on the skin. It gives a second skin feeling with a blur effect and natural glow. Okay, that's kind of like an oxymoron straight away. The formula is clean, free from talc. You can use it directly on the skin or on top of your foundation. Easy to build up for more coverage. So this powder only comes in 7 different shades. And this is where I got a shade mismatch initially. And so I did pick up the shade Light 1. That is definitely too deep for me. I'm going to show you how deep that powder actually is. Can you see? That is a medium shade. Like, that is way too deep to be called a light shade. So I had to go with the shade Fair, and this, honestly, this is a light shade in my opinion. I am someone, I need a foundation. I am not somebody who's gonna go in with a powder foundation, so to say. So I have no idea how this product would perform on bare skin. I did use it on top of the Glass Skin foundation, okay? And my experience with this was not good, okay? It was not great because when I applied this, I felt like I was applying a powder highlighter. And I did film some footage to actually show you how this looked on my skin. Now, because they claimed that this was blurring, I fell for it. But really, it's not blurring. Anything that is going to give you a glow, it's not necessarily a blurring product. Now, my biggest issue with this product was the fact that when I applied this underneath my eyes, when I applied this around here next to my nose, that is where I do have pores. And those pores are a little bit, they are quite like prominent. So when I applied this powder, all of those pores came back to life. Everything that I don't want my setting powder to do, because I like a setting powder to mattify, to blur my skin, to sap my makeup, and this just did not do that. But it did give me this gloss skin effect. Now, when I said like a powder highlighter, I did not mean like a glittery, shimmery powder highlighter. I meant like a powder highlighter that gives you this like glowy, like wet look, but all over my face. Oh no, I don't like that. So this really does boil down to personal preferences. Like this is just not my type of powder, but I bet you if you have dry, flawless skin, if you don't have any prominent pores, if you don't have texture, if you don't have any acne, you will love this product. But if you do, you may not like this. And I'm here to, be transparent with you because I have a little bit of a breakout situation on my chin as per usual, okay? So when I actually applied this powder on top of the spot where I did break out a little bit, oh my gosh, my zits were like enhanced. My zits were radiating from miles away. Personally, this is just not a product that I will ever reach for, that I will ever use as a setting powder. Okay, I just won't because it's just not my type of powder. However, I can see the appeal. I can see if you have flawless skin, how you would adore this because it's actually a beautiful powder, let's be real. So if you like a glowy finish, for example, one of my best friends, she loves a glowy finish. And so she would adore this powder. This almost reminds me of a finishing powder by Hourglass. And as you may know, those finishing powders, I do use them as highlighters. So what I ended up using this powder as is exactly that. I am using this product as a highlighter. I'm actually wearing this on the tip of my nose, and I think this is beautiful as a highlighter. This honestly gives me that beautiful wet glow effect that I adore in a highlighter. I really want to be selective with where I want my skin to glow, but I don't want glow all over. I really don't. So I was very surprised when I picked this product up and it ended up looking like it did. Maybe I'm gonna give this to my friend who is actually a photographer because she loves glowy skin on her models. So maybe her makeup artist could make use out of this product because I cannot. I cannot. I can only use this as a highlighter. So let's move on to the next product. Let's move on to the next complexion product. Now, we are going to move on to the color complexion products. Now, they don't have a bronzer as of right now, not yet. I'm really positive that they might come out with a bronzer maybe still this year. I don't know. Would love to see one. So let's actually move on to their blushes. And also these products are a little bit newer in their line. So this is the Air Blush Cream Blush, and this retails for $35. This was a product that was released in the beginning of this year, 2024. They exist in 6 shades and I've got almost all of them. I have 5. That's how much I adore this formula. So on the website, these are described as having a unique and innovative creamy formula, seamless velvet finish that blends into your skin, highly pigmented. Highly pigmented. I think that's a spelling mistake. To be honest with you though, I feel like these are not over the top pigmented. To be honest, they are more of a buildable formula, but the texture is really innovative. They almost feel like if you've ever tried out ColourPop bronzers, they have this squishy texture. Like it's definitely a hybrid cream to powder formula. In the beginning, you might be confused. Is this a cream? Is this a powder? Well, it's both. And I just really think these are so special. It's a little bit like of a squishy texture. So meaning when you touch it, you're like, oh, this feels like a silky cream, but it does not have any emollients to it. It does not really have like the wetness of a cream or the creaminess really, because on your finger you're almost like, oh man, is this a powder? What is this? I really wish that they could come out with more of like a mauvey, purpley blush, because right now the colors, I mean, I like them all, but they do lean a little bit more warm. I'm gonna show you all of these swatched on my arm, and I'm gonna show you them on my face as well, because I did come prepared, as I said, and I did film some footage where I have applied each and every one of them. So the shades are not really described on the website, so I'm gonna try my best and describe the shades a little bit for you in my own words. So let's go from left to right on my arm swatches. So this is also the shade that I'm wearing today, and this is the shade Fancy Face. This is definitely the one shade that has a little bit more of a reddish undertone, a little bit of warmth to it. Like it definitely has red without leaning to berry red. So beautiful. I feel like this shade is going to be perfect for the summer. Next up is the shade Doll Face, and this shade is such a beautiful, more neutral, maybe leaning even just a little bit cooler pink tone. This is also one of my favorite shades out of the entire line. This is just so beautiful on the cheeks. I really do adore it. Then we have maybe my least favorite shade, which is the shade Sun Touch. Sun Touch is like, it's too orangey for me. It definitely pulls way too orangey on my face. It's like a nudie kind of shade, but with a very warm undertone, and it's just not working that well. I did end up not enjoying that shade too much. And then we have the shade Lucky. Lucky is definitely more of a vibrant, sort of corally, pinky shade, definitely a little bit more popping. And then we have Cheeky, which is more of a typical sort of dustier rose shade, very, very pretty as well. Now, the only shade that I did not pick up is the shade Lush, because the shade Lush really looks like, I'm gonna put a picture right here, it looks like a proper peach shade, and orange tones just don't work the best on my skin tone. I mean, the shade Sun Touch was already pulling way too orange for my liking. So it's okay if one shade did not work out the way I wanted it, but all of the other shades, so pretty. So the way that I actually enjoy applying these the most is with my Ilia complexion brush. I just love this because this just fits so perfectly on the apples of my cheeks, and this is usually the brush that I use for cream products. However, you know, this being kind of like a hybrid product, I don't have to necessarily take the product, you know, on my finger and then put it on the back of my hand and then go from it. I did that initially, but I realized if I dip the brush immediately into the product and then apply it, it works so fantastic. And also, it's a little bit quicker, but just the way that these are gliding on the face, the way these look, the way these build up, the way they just blend into your skin like seamlessly. These just perform so well on my skin because my biggest problem with cream blushes is usually the fact that my skin eats a cream blush up and it just ends up looking a little bit patchy. And these are just so smooth. These just really melt into the skin unlike anything else. The only thing that I can think of that is a little bit similar are the ColourPop like bronzers. I have a bronzer by them, and it also has this squishy feeling, but those feel a lot more silicone-y though. These don't have that silicone-y slip to them. They just have this beautiful, almost like airbrush. That's the word I was looking for. They have like an airbrushed finish to them. And I just love the way they wear. I love the way they perform. I just feel like all of these are so stunning. I just adore them. I think this is one of my favorite products by the brand, and I could go on and on about raving about them. And they are definitely gonna make it into my best of 2024 video. Like, most definitely. It's just such an innovative product, and I don't feel like there are many products like cream products that really have a true like cream to powder formula that is performing in such a beautiful way than these are. These are just fantastic. And the packaging, it's also so cute. I just want to say, I completely forgot to mention this. I'm just vibing so much with this turquoise color. It's just so cute. They're not too big. You're gonna get 5 grams of product, and they are made in Korea. I mean, you guys may know how much I love K-beauty, so these are very innovative. I really do enjoy them. I think they are stunning and they are definitely worth it. So let's actually move on to the next category and let's talk about some eye products. And maybe let's start off with an eyebrow pencil that I do have by Sweet Beauty. So this is the brow pencil, and this one retails for $25. So here is the eyebrow pencil. Now this product does come in 4 different shades. I did pick this one up in the shade medium brown, which is the second lightest shade in their shade selection. I actually do enjoy this product. It's not my favorite eyebrow pencil in the world, but it's also not bad. I definitely do prefer my Rare Beauty Brow Harmony pencil. It's very hard to beat that one, but I will say this does the job. Also, this pencil is even thinner than my Rare Beauty one. I definitely require quite a huge amount of this product to actually fill in my brows. So if you have very thin eyebrows, maybe you are gonna love this because I feel like it does disperse the pigment really evenly. I mean, the pigmentation does stick onto the skin. It is not necessarily too creamy, but it's also not too stiff. I think it's a nice in-between. Also, the spoolie is really not an aggressive one. I mean, it's a very soft spoolie. I definitely do prefer those. I don't like something that scratches my skin, and the spoolie is really, really good. It's also quite small and it's just very precise. The quality of this pencil is really good. It's just very, very thin. It has also more of an oval shape. It's not a triangle shaped pencil. So it's not bad. It's not my favorite one in the world, but you know, it's a good one. All right, so let's move on to the next product. So let's actually move on to their eyeliners. So honestly, I do feel like I've got 2 different formulas here because they do have a satin eyeliner and they have a satin kohl eye pencil. This is the satin eyeliner, and this one is the kohl eye pencil. So the shade that I have right here, this is the shade Margot Bordeaux, which is like one of these wine deep reds, and I never had an eyeliner with this kind of shade. It's almost like a brownie red. So I was missing a shade like that in general. That's why I picked up this shade in particular. This one was the one that was a little bit more exciting to me. So this is the pencil, and this one also comes with a smudger. And then the kohl pencil is like that. It does not really come with a smudger. And the Satin Kohl eye pencil, I've got that in the shade Dusty Brown. I'm not sure which one is supposed to do what. I feel like this one might be more suitable, you know, to do an eyeliner with. And this one maybe for the waterline. I'm not the biggest fan of these eyeliners. I don't think they're bad, but they're also not my favorite ones. I definitely do prefer something a little bit creamier. These are a little bit more on the stiff side, especially this formula right here. When I apply these, I have to warm them up on the back of my hand first. Otherwise, it's not going to give me any color pigment payoff in my waterline, specifically in my waterline, because that's how I use my eyeliners. Now, if you are somebody who's using an eyeliner on your lid, I can't attest to that because I never apply my eyeliners in that way. I just use them for my waterline exclusively. That's just the way I prefer to do makeup. I prefer something creamier, like the Victoria Beckham ones or the Martin Cosmetics ones. Those are formulas that I love. Even the ColourPop ones, like these are just, they're giving me a very pigmented waterline. With this, I really have to, like, you know, do a couple of rounds in my watery waterline. And I feel like, I mean, pretty much has disappeared already. So in my waterline, these are not long lasting. This formula in particular not. However, I felt like when I used this one, this was giving me much more color payoff straight away. This was also a little bit of a creamier formula. So I'm not sure why they do have different formulas. I don't know what the exact difference is here, but I feel like this is, if I had to pick, this would be my favorite formula out of the two. This one was not bad. This one was really not bad, but this one, yeah, not really my cup of tea. So let's actually move on from the eyeliners to the mascara, because as of right now, they don't have any eyeshadow product. I'm wearing something else, obviously, on my eyes. But let's talk about the mascaras. And they actually have two different mascaras. So before I'm gonna be raving about my favorite mascara in the world, let's actually talk about their other mascara first. So this is the Lash Lift Mascara, and this retails for $30. So immediately I am going to be apologizing about this because I don't think I have any footage of me applying this mascara, and I can't really apply it anymore because this has definitely expired. I did pick this one up in maybe late 2022 because I'm so in love with the Cloud Mascara that I decided to actually pick this one up just because I was curious about their other mascara. Honestly, I never really talked about this because this just, in my opinion, in my experience, can't hold up with their Cloud Mascara. And it's just due to one thing. It's not the formula. The formula is amazing. They have an amazing mascara formula, but it's the brush. It's as simple as that. This brush was not doing it for me. This is very narrow. This only has silicone bristles, and these are very short on one side. This just did not work out for me. It took me such a long time to actually apply this, and it was just such a time-consuming process. I literally tried it out twice, and then I was fed up with it, and I never wanted to reach for it again, just due to the fact that this brush just does not work out for me one bit, okay? And also because I just love their other mascara so much. So let's talk about their amazing mascara. I mean, I've been mentioning this mascara ever since I've tried it out for the very first time. And that was, I think, in the summer of 2022. I freaking adore this mascara. And it ended up being in my best of 2022 video. And I think I mentioned it also in my best of 2023 video, just due to the fact that this might be my most repurchased mascara of all time. So this is the Cloud Mascara, and this retails for $30. I mean, I always love to try out new mascaras, but you know, if something works for me, I do have the tendency to, you know, repurchase something, especially mascara, because it's not easy to find a mascara that works for you in every aspect. But this definitely does the job. Like, look at that. These are all empty ones. They're all gone. Okay, that's how much I adore this product. And this is a new one, a fresh one. My love for this product is endless. It's like one of the best formulas, one of the best just my lashes just look beautiful whenever I apply this. So let's start at the beginning. First off, this packaging, the Cloud Mascara, that is so adorable and so cute. This has the exact same brush than my Hourglass Unlocked Mascara. Now that is a tubing mascara. This one is not a tubing mascara. I don't even know if this is waterproof or not, but this has never smudged on me. It has never flaked off. It is just such a bulletproof formula. But this is exactly the type of brush that I like. This type of shape and then these silicone bristles. This is separating. This is giving me volume. It's giving me length. It's giving me the whole package. If I want my lashes to look amazing, if I want my lashes to still look amazing at the end of my day, I'm gonna be reaching for this. It's a bulletproof formula. I freaking love it. It is like one of my most repurchased, most beloved mascaras in the world. I just love this. This is so reliable. Like, it's just such an amazing, beautiful, non-clumpy, separating, smudge-proof, buildable mascara formula. I love this. This is literally such a holy grail. Otherwise, I would have not repurchased this, because if I don't like something, I definitely won't repurchase it. And it just goes to show how much I love this. So those were all of the products that I do have for the eyes. Now I do want to quickly mention that they also have like a lash growth serum. I would be really intrigued to maybe try that. Maybe on the parts of my eyebrows that are a little bit more sparse. That serum also gets such amazing reviews, but it's a little bit more on the pricier side. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna commit. Maybe one day I will try it out. They also have falsies like fake lashes, and you guys may know I never apply fake eyelashes. I just feel like this Cloud Mascara, it's giving me a fake eyelash look already. Like, I just can't be bothered. Let's be real, I just can't be bothered with fake lashes. Those were their very first products that they actually carried in their line. But those are all of the products that I have for the eye category, so let's move on to the last category. Let's move on to the lips. As of right now, they do have 2 lip products, so let's actually start off with their lip liners. So this is the lip liner, and one of them retails for $24. So as of right now, they do have this lip liner in 9 different shades. I actually do have 3. I really do adore this lip liner formula. I think one of the shades was also in my best of 2023 video, and that is the shade Cindy, the shade that I'm wearing today. It's such a beautiful nude brown shade. And then I recently also picked up the shade Missy, which is a little bit more of a deeper reddish brown. And I also have this stunning shade Barely There. And this shade, I'm going to show you some swatches. This shade in particular, it kind of reminds me of the Tower 28 work of art shade. And that is one of my favorite lip liner shades ever. It's just such a beautiful nude shade. It is incredible. They are not too creamy, they are not too stiff. They are just fantastic lip liners. They blend out like a dream with a brush. They also come with a brush, but I don't like their brushes on there. I don't think they're that good, to be honest. I always use my Scott Barnes lip brush to brush these out. I just feel like this brush, for my shape, my lips, it just does not work that well. Bristles are too long and they are not dense enough, So I never use these brushes that they come with. But, it's not a biggie. I'm just using my own brush. But nonetheless, these are not too creamy, not too stiff. I feel like they have a really good middle ground when it comes to a lip liner. Like, for example, they are in between the Lawless Forget the Filler lip liners and the Victoria Beckham ones. The Victoria Beckham ones are definitely a little bit more stiff. So if you want something in between, these are so stunning. And they have so many beautiful shades. I just felt like these were the shades that I'm vibing with the most. So let's actually move on to their lipstick formula, and this is also the last product for today's video. So these are Le Lipstick, and this retails for $28. So these lipsticks actually do come in 9 different shades. I do have 2 of them. So first of all, I have the shade Penelope Rose, and I also have the shade Beige Tan. Now the packaging of these, I'm gonna be honest, they feel like a luxurious crayon stylo type of lipstick. It's not my all-time favorite lipstick packaging. It kind of reminds me of the Honest Beauty, like some of the drugstore packaging, but these do feel a little bit more elevated, okay? They do feel kind of like a little bit more luxurious. However, it's just not my favorite delivery system in the world when it comes to a lipstick. This shade Beige Tan, I mean, I'm wearing it right now. I really do like the shade. It's more of like a nudie brown pink shade. That's exactly what I do adore, or like a dusty mauve shade, something like that. I really do vibe with those colors. And I also have the shade Penelope Rose. I'm going to show you the shade. I wore this once with a very beautiful eye look, and I've got to say this is such a beautiful rosy shade. It is very, very stunning. I actually really do enjoy this shade. So this formula is very nourishing. It's a very moisturizing type of formula. It's not too thick, it's not too creamy, but it's also not too thin. Again, somewhere in between. However, it's not my favorite finish in the world. Like, I prefer something that is a little bit more blurring on the lips. I don't really enjoy something that is too nourishing, too moisturizing, too high shine, unless it's a lip gloss. And what happens with me is whenever I apply these, I just feel like my lines, although I don't have that many lines, but I feel like my lines get a little bit enhanced. You know, this is a little bit more texture enhancing on my lips. You know, it's just not my favorite lipstick formula of all time. I've tried out so many different lipsticks, and this is just not really something where I would say like go run out and buy it unless you like a high shine, really like moisturizing lipstick. I mean, it's also not a bad formula. It's not slipping around. It's not too thin. It's not sliding around. None of that. I just don't think these are that special. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, so many other products by the brand are definitely special. I would say my top 3 products, or maybe even my top 4 products by the brand, definitely the Cloud Mascara, the foundation, love this, the blushes, okay, these blushes are fantastic. And I also do enjoy the lip liners. Those are my favorite products by Sweet Beauty. So I would be really, really intrigued to know, have you tried out this brand? Were you aware that this brand even existed? Let me know in the comment section down below. Or let me know if you are planning to pick something up by this brand after the video. Don't forget to also check out my description box. I would very much appreciate it if you could shop my recommendations through my links. That would mean a lot to me. And yeah, I would be looking forward to hearing from you. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you on here, and ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And until next time, please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.